just
Yeah,
what they offered and just how that kind of part of the recruitment kind of went.
it was awesome. Coach Ponce, him and Coach Gass recruited me.
Yeah.
When Coach Cristobal first got there, they offered me early. And then when Coach Dawson, when he got there, he had recruited me when I was in Houston since I was a freshman. So I had a really good relationship with him, and they tried to flip me for a long time, even up to close to signing day too. So it was awesome just have a good relationship with those guys. And my friend's playing there now, Jackson Carver.
Yeah.
And then Nino, my center for the last 3 years, she's also going there too. So they have a really good staff and really good program. So I wish them all the best, and they're going to be really good down the road.
Sure. Just, I mean, you said that they hit you up even to late. How late into the process were you here?
I'd say 2 to 3 months before I signed.
Yeah.
They're really good recruiting staff, and obviously one of the best classes in the country too. So they'll be good.
Just I guess how much thought did you give to it? Was it just more like appreciate it, like thanks, but like no thanks, or was it just like maybe if something like I guess what was your kind of vantage point of?
Yeah, obviously when I committed to South Carolina, everybody still recruited me, so I still went through the whole process after that because I committed so early.
Yeah.
But yeah, just seeing what everybody had to say. But at the end of the day, I was locked in when I committed. I was committed, so I wasn't visiting anywhere as long as I was committed.
Gotcha.
So
awesome.
Yeah.
Appreciate that, man.
No problem. It's me, you too.
Yes, sir.
What has you excited about South Carolina?
I think Coach Beamer, it starts with him, the forefront of his recruiting, the way that he's built our class, the class before us, the way that he's built offensive and defensive line. Obviously, getting Dylan Stewart's another huge pickup for us. He's one of the best players in the country, if not the best defensive lineman in the country. Then obviously having a chance to play early, having a chance to compete. We only have 2 quarterbacks in the room right now, me and Lenore's. He's a great player too, so having all those things come to mind, and obviously it's not too far from home. Terry wants to hear the fourth.
How much does the depth chart play into that? I mean, obviously, maybe you expect to start right away or at least compete, but having the depth chart, the way it is, like how excited are you to have that chance at least to go in and play a role?
Yeah, depth chart's always something you look at. It's not the forefront of where you go and commit. I had a decision a year ago to whether I want to go 23 or stay in the 24 class, and it's shaken up pretty well so far. So I'm super excited to go and compete with those guys and learn Coach Loggins.
Quarterback's always thinking about stuff like that. That's why you play QB.
Yeah,
appreciate you, Dante.
Yeah, thank you.
You've got an interesting, I guess, perspective on the recruiting process, knowing who your dad is and how much experience he's got in the recruiting space and the evaluation space. Give me the top 2 pieces of advice that he gave you during the recruiting process, and now that you're signed and you're ready to go off to school, what 2 pieces of advice were the most impactful for you?
Yeah, I think the number one thing was obviously go somewhere where you knew the head coach was going to be stable, and you knew he wasn't going to go bounce around different programs, and go somewhere where you think you can win and where you can win at the end of the day, because that's the only thing that matters is SEC football. So they've won before South Carolina, and we're doing it right now, and we got to keep doing it with the class that we're bringing in. So those 2 things.
And this class that's coming in is obviously it's really great for you, some playmakers, but more importantly, the offensive line. You got 3 awesome offensive linemen coming in with you: Blake Franks, Josiah Thompson, and Cam Pringle. You guys talk, I know, a whole lot. You're kind of the ringleader for this recruiting class, as a quarterback probably should be. But how important was it for those 3 guys to be in this class?
It's huge. When I committed, those were 3 guys the staff said to go after. And Mazio Ben was obviously the last one. He's from in-state kid too. So getting those 3 kids, they're all tackles. They can all play tackle, but they also can play interior guys. And we're all rooming together, us 4. So they've been awesome for me, and I can't wait to play with those guys, have those guys in front of me.
Nice. When you think about the staff changes that there have been in the past, and I mean, if we're being honest, there probably will be some down the road too. That's how the business is. How do you plan on juggling that, and just what's your mindset knowing that that's a possibility?
Yeah, I think it goes down to who's the head coach. Coach Beamer, as long as he's there, I'll be there. Whoever he brings in offensively, offensive coordinator, whether it's receivers coach or line coach, doesn't matter for me. He's the guy. He's the reason I'm there.
Okay. When you think about, you mentioned earlier that Miami tried to get on with you probably 2-3 months before the signing day. Were there any other schools that really pushed for you later in the process?
I'd say before kids that committed, like Kentucky before they had a kid committed, LSU before that kid committed, Florida State, who else? Virginia, Miami. Those schools are all the schools that are still recruiting me. LSU, all those guys are still recruiting me until they had a kid committed.
How about any strange, recruiting tactics that you saw? Any weird recruiting stories? Any weird recruiting pitches that stand out in your mind?
I think the recruiting pitches are kind of all basically the same. You come here, you'll play early. But I wouldn't say anybody didn't do weird stuff with me just because they know my background and know I can see right through it. So it was kind of a smooth process for me.
Okay, cool. And then you mentioned transfer portal earlier, and it's obviously it's a big thing right now with 30% of some rosters jumping in there. I mean, 30 to 40% of the players here in Orlando could end up in the transfer portal at one point. So, did that make an impact on your decision as a high school prospect? And do you think it's going to be something that is going to be impactful on your college future?
I think it's something that will impact the kids around me, not my college future. Because like my dad always says, is like you're committed to a school not for 1 to 2 years and see if you want to leave. You're committed to them for 4 to 5 years and see if you can develop, so you can go play. Like Miller Moss, I'm sure everybody saw Miller Moss' story. He's been there for 3 or 4 years now. He's been in the system. He's learned. He went out there and balled the other night. So just doing everything you can to put yourself in the best situation so when you do play, and if it's early or if it's late, doesn't matter. All you need is 1 to 2 years. But putting your best foot forward in that circumstance.
Yeah, I mean, to see how crazy the quarterback market is in the transfer portal, I mean, it's got to be something that you eventually think about, or is it something that you're just really just brushing aside?
100%. No, I mean, whether they bring in kids or kids leave, it's something that's going to happen. It's like free agency. But the whole way NIL is working now with literally a market, and you want to buy a quarterback, it's going to cost you a lot of money. So the way that the whole college working out right now, it's been nuts.
Okay. All right, Dante Reno, thanks a lot.
Yeah, thank you.